True story. I actually learned about Blood Lad before the anime even came out in its manga. Now, I didn't read it. Happened is that I was at a local manga slash comic book shop called Lost World of Wonders. And I saw it on the shelf, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it because, it's really hard trying to get into a new manga series unless it's like from an author that you already know, or like it's really bad to say, but I guess I'm kind of one of those people that does kind of judge a manga by its cover. I know that's really bad of me to say, but it is partially true. You really shouldn't, but you can't really help it. But anyways, I saw it on the shelf. I didn't really think too much of it and picked up a copy of Fairy Tale. Then I found out that Blood Lad was gonna have an anime coming out. And so I decided that I would check it out, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, okay. Now, for me, I kind of felt. You guys are really gonna yell at me for when I say this. I felt that this was a better version of Soul Eater. I know what many of you are probably typing now, but let me explain. I understand that my opinion of Soul Eater is a little skewed because of how I was introduced to it, but the way Blood Lad set itself up, it has a very interesting setup. It had a likable characters, and I was even surprised by myself to find that I found the big boobied girl character in the show to be actually quite likable. I was a little bit surprised. I mean, obviously this is based off of a shonen manga, which is for boys, so you gotta have the ba-bum 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 regardless. And at first I was gonna be like, oh boy, you're gonna get the either quiet type or the come in this side. But honestly, I kind of liked her. She wasn't like over the top in any way. It was usually the characters around her who supplied some of the more over the topness to them. And I like how the Blood Lad himself, and I'm really sorry about the names. I can't really remember them off the top of my head, and I don't have the thing up. I suppose I should, but I don't know. Anyways, I like how Blood Lad himself was more kind of a laid back otaku type, but not in. Some might say that he's a little bit of a. Okay, I'm gonna get the characters now. Stas. Charlie Blood? That's his full name. Stas Charlie Blood. Huh. Wow. Okay. Anyways, I just had to stop right there for a minute and think. Yeah, this is definitely a better Soul Eater. It even has the silly names. Stas Charlie Blood. I mean, wow. Oh, grade school naming. Gotta love it. Anyways, before I get any more distracted here. Stas is kind of the boss of a area that he has control over. And he's a very pretty powerful vampire when he wants to be. And it's interesting. You say he's a vampire, but he's not like. The anime even makes fun of like how vampires are portrayed in modern culture with like the blood, the cape and claw, and the seducing voluptuous ladies to suck the blood. Ladies. Eh. I bet Fuyumi is the girl's name. And for some reason, in the first episode, Fuyumi ends up in the demon world by accident. Doesn't really know how she got there. But she is picked up by Stas' crew and then brought to him, in which Stas is really ecstatic because he's a super otaku for anything human. Mostly manga and anime and action figures. You know, the usual cliche otaku things. But I kind of like the Stas because he's not a overblown otaku character like you see in some animes where you just kind of go, oh boy, yep, here we go again. No kidding. Yun Press was the. I was just reading the wiki here, and Yun Press is the English publisher that Blood Lad is under, which is interesting because that's also Soul Eaters. Proof once again that it's a better Soul Eater. Sorry, I'll stop. Anyways, I'm really hyper today. I don't know why. Anyways, so Styles gets super excited, but he has to take care of this interloper, this guy that has a bunch of victory bells. I'm sorry, vampiric or monstrous flytrap plants that are wrecking up the place, and he disposes them really quickly. But one of those plants gets into his room where Fuyumi is, and when he gets back, he sees the plant there and not Fuyumi, and the plant kind of spits up a skull. And so I was like, ah! And so he quickly like tears it open and she's gone, but then she's right on the bed and she has a little, a little white triangle thingy that Japanese ghosts apparently have. And so now Fuyumi is dead, but is now a ghost. And so Stas decides that he swears that he will bring her back to life somehow. And so the adventure begins of Fuyumi and Stas. And so far pretty good series so far. I've watched all 2 episodes of it so far. A little minor nitpicks. They don't go too overblown with the sexualization of Fuyumi too much, or too many of the other female characters, although it might change, I don't know. But I think they are doing a pretty good job of keeping it balanced. The one thing that I do kind of roll my eyes about is that when they go to the human world, Fuyumi can't really sustain herself for too long. So in order to keep herself, all together, because she starts to disappear, is to kind of suck some blood off of Stas' thumb. And so you get the very type of thing. It's like, really? Alright, gotta have it somewhere, apparently. But yeah, Blood Lad. Definitely an anime that I'm gonna be continuing to watch. And, yeah, don't know which one I'm gonna check on next. I saw your comment about reviewing that one free anime, aka the Manservus anime. And I don't know if I want to do that one. Not because it's a man-service anime, though that is a little bit of partial reason, but from another reviewer, Arcada? I think his name is Arcada. From Arcada's talk about it, I kind of watched his preview of that one. And from his standpoint, I don't think I would get too much into it. I mean, from what he says, I pretty much agree with. I can't really say what else I can say about it except for, damn, those boys are bony. Weird kind of muscular bony. I don't really know. Any of the female viewers, please comment, because I think it would be a far more interesting to hear from a female perspective than from a male perspective. I mean, what else can I say? Like, oh, these men, they're too gorgeous to look at. Ah. But yeah, what anime should I preview or do a mini review of next? It could be of a new anime, or it could be of an older anime. Well, this is the MangaMan. Catch you later, party peeps.